Ban on air.
Amazing, amazing. What a beautiful song that just goes in line with our devotion of the day today. Majina yote mazuri ni yako. And it goes ahead to mention all the many things that the Lord is to us and what we call him because of what he is to us. Beautiful. I love that song so much. And moving on now to the newspapers, and just to appreciate everyone who is tuning, getting blessed. And thank you even for sending those comments. May God bless you. And I see here the Daily Nation is covering some headlines here that we have actually been looking at the past few days. This one is queries over Ruto's 5 trillion shilling funds. And this is something we actually looked at just yesterday. It says here, pressed in a tight corner by Kenyans who have rejected tax increases and with limited room to borrow, President Ruto has resorted to using public money to attract private sector investments in public projects, promising to make Kenya a first world country in 30 years. But a day after the cabinet approved establishment of 2 kitties for the 5 trillion shilling plan, questions have emerged on the formation, utilization, management and accountability of the funds. A story that has been covered on page 7. More stories here. DCI probes Jirongo death in horror crash. It goes ahead to say that Kairani area along the Nakuru-Nairobi highway on December 13th is was the scene of the accident, and the CCTV footage giving some information here with regards to what happened. And I see at 2:18:40 40 seconds, Jirongo's car drives into Eagle petrol station from the Nairobi direction. He did not refuel. It says he did not refuel. Then 2:19 and with 10 seconds here, his Mercedes-Benz registration number KCZ 350C stops at the station's exit. Then it goes ahead to say that at 2:19:19, this is just a matter of seconds, Jirongo's car turns right, driving back towards the Nairobi direction, and then at 25 seconds, that is just 6 seconds later, CCTV captures Climax Company Limited PSV bus registration number KCU 576A ramming into his vehicle. So that is what has been given just as the CCTV footage released this information. And we see the car there very badly dismantled. Jirongo's vehicle is dragged about 25 meters from the point of impact, and also the bus stops about 50 meters away. So that is what has been captured there, and you can have a look at it even as we continue to pray for the family who is grappling with the cause of death, the death in terms of, was it planned, was it an assassination, what was it? There are so many questions all around, even as the family is trying to find closure, even with a combination with the fellow workers, government officials, and we really pray for clarity and also comfort for these people who have been greatly affected. I also see 20 governors spent zero on development, says a new audit, and this is a story covered on page 10. 20 county governments did not spend even a shilling on development programs in the first quarter of the current financial year between July and September 2025. This is a report by the Controller of Budget, which has revealed that. And despite stalled projects, counties had run away recurrent expenditure. So you wonder, where is this money going to, if at all no money is being spent on development? So that is what is being reported there. And and especially now when we are looking forward to the next election, such information is important for us so that we know how to choose our leaders well. Moving on to the Standard, questionable fund is making the headlines as President William Ruto's hyped bottom-up economic transformation model falters with nothing much to show for the last 3 years. The administration seems to have abandoned Mama Mboga and is now going for mega infrastructure projects through the so-called Singapore Dream. Quite interesting, and that is what also has been reported on the Daily Nation as well. And there's good news here as well. 18 rescued from the Russian front line. So 18 families can breathe a sigh of relief after their loved ones who were previously trapped on the Russian war front line returned home. Of the 18, 16 were assisted by Kenya's embassy in Russia, while 2 notified the embassy and found their way back. This is a very, very good story, and it is just following what we have been highlighting of these killer agencies who have recruited many people who are desperate for job opportunities, and especially the men going into Russia thinking that they are going to be given jobs, and then they are put in the front line of the Russian war against Ukraine. But we thank God that several have already been returned back home, and we pray that even for the rest, they will also find their way back to the country in one piece. The Business Daily this morning is covering 2,453 individuals splashed 39 billion shillings on Safaricom bond. Interesting. And I also see the story goes ahead to tell us each individual raised an average of 16.2 million in days. The telco raked in 41 billion shillings against initial 15 billion shillings target. More stories. I see how high diesel paraffin subsidies kept prices static. Also, Chumi falls 30%. Speculation cools down. And I also see Ruto stops CS push to cancel 17.5% cement input levy. So this is also covered on the Business Daily. There's a quote here by Nderitu Murray. They're saying, if Kenya was to grow at the 1971 rate, we will transform to first world in 8 years. At a modest annual growth of 12%, we will need 15 years. So that is what has been reported. And I also see an interesting story on the live pullout that can help those who are looking for people who can do a bit of grilling for the nyama choma during the festivities. I see Meet Kenya's festive Pit Grill Masters. A story covered on page 19 on the live pullout. So that's it for the newspaper review. Please do grab a copy of your favorite. And of course, we need to keep praying for our nation of Kenya and that God continues to sustain us every single day. Let us have a look at the video of the day.
I don't know about tomorrow. I just live from day to day, and I don't borrow from the sunshine, for its skies may turn to gray, and I don't worry or the